Hello class, I welcome you all to this session. This session we are going to discuss the last problem in chapter 1 of partnership accounts. Three chartered accountants A, B and C form a partnership. Profit shared in the ratio 3:2:1 subject to the following. C's share of profit guaranteed to be not less than 15,000 per annum. Now C's profit is guaranteed to the extent of 15,000 per annum. B gives a guarantee to the effect that gross fees earned by him for the firm shall be equal to his average gross fees of the preceding 5 years when he was carrying on partnership, that is carrying on profession alone, which on an average worked out to be 25,000. What does it simply mean? Previously, the B was doing his business alone. So, his actual 5 years average fees was 25,000. So on this basis, he is giving a guarantee to the firm. Look, I will be getting 25,000 for sure as my gross fees. Okay, to the firm. So he is giving, even if I am not able to get this, I will give you the guarantee that it will be, the revenue will be 25,000. This is revenue. Okay. The profit for the first year of the partnership are rupees 75,000. The gross fees earned by B for the firm is 16,000. Now, the gross fees earned by B is how much? 16,000. But how much is guaranteed by him? It is 25,000. The difference is 9,000. That has to be debited to his B's capital account and credited to the P&L appropriation account. So straight away I am just preparing my P&L appropriation account here, and I will show my working note separately. So P&L appropriation account by profit and loss account 75,000 by B's capital account deficiency in revenue is 25,000. He gave guarantee, but actually how much was his fees? Only 16,000. So totally 9,000. So the total profits 75,000 plus B promise shortage amount 9,000. So total profits come to 84,000. This 84,000 needs to be segregated among the partners. There is also a guarantee, so we need to prepare a separate working note for that. Okay. So profits, working note, profits to be distributed among partners. Total profits is 84,000. In this 84,000, A's share 84,000 into profit sharing ratio 3 divided by 6. So if we do this, we are getting 42,000. B's share 84,000 into 2 divided by 6, that comes to 28,000. C's share is 84,000 into 1 divided by 6, that comes to 14,000. But C has a guarantee of 15,000. They have failed to mention how much who will actually compensate the deficiency? So the deficiency, it comes to 15,000 minus 14,000, that is 1,000. So 1,000 is the deficiency. Now this 1,000 needs to be borne by B and C. If nothing is given, all the existing partners should bear it. So in the ratio 3:2. So 1,000 into 3 divided by 5 and 1,000 into 2 divided by 5. So if we do this, we are getting 600 and 400. So from the profit of A, I am going to set minus this 600 so that his actual profit will become 41,400. And from B, I am going to minus 400 so that his actual profits will become 27,600 and B share will become 15,000. So to here I am just writing to profit transferred to A's capital account, B's capital account and C's capital account. C's capital account, we are aware that it is 15,000 guaranteed amount. B's is 27,600 and A is 41,400, so that the total becomes 84,000. Okay, so see, look into this. The answer given in the textbook is wrong because see, the gross fees of 16,000 earned by B for the firm is less than the amount guaranteed by him. So the deficiency 9,000 is to be debited to B's capital account and credited to profit and loss appropriation account. So they have given the hint, but this is not being carried out. If you total these amount, what we are getting is 41,400 plus 18,600 and 15,000. We are getting only 75,000, which means that 9,000 extra amount is not apportioned among the partners, which is wrong. So what we have done, we have inflated the net profit to the extent of 9,000 and then carried on with the actual segregation of profits, including the condition of 15,000 guarantee to C, so that this is the right answer. So this is the right approach that you need to follow. So I am concluding this chapter here. I want you all to work out all the problems that is left out. Say for example, I have left this problem and certain problems I have not done. They are all in the same model. There is no point in me working it out all the problems. So just try out all the problems which is not done by me. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. And the next chapter that we are going to start will be chapter number 2, that is goodwill, nature and valuation. So we will be discussing some important aspects of what are goodwill and in partnership firm, what are the relevant provisions that are needed to be followed when we are accounting for goodwill, what are the methods of valuation of goodwill. All these important aspects we will be discussing in the next video sessions. So make sure that you have a limited number of problems, so this chapter will not take so much of time. So make sure that you get ready and finish up all the pending videos that's there in the chapter number 1 before we start chapter number 2. Okay, thank you class. I will see you in the next video.